Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Overnight Action Report at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group Securities offered by MoneyBlock. Let's take a look at all the action that happened overnight. We're going to start in China this morning. Want to take a look at the Shanghai Composite after what was some notable economic data that came out. First of all, the CPI was released last night, missed by basically 0.1%, came out at 0.9%, and the estimates were at 1%. The other component that came out was the PPI, and it missed also. It was actually a little bit higher, so you're seeing a little inflation right there, and but consumer prices are not inflating as fast as expectations. It actually came in at 7.6. The expectation was 7.5. Now, those seem to be nominal misses on the expectations, but it's enough to bring down the Shanghai Composite 0.46% at 3273.80. What's also notable is that the defense minister came out, and the ministry had stated that there have been no troop movements to the North Korean border, which was interesting because there were headlines coming across for the last 24 hours that there were some troop movements. They said that is not true, and we'll have to take them for their word. Also, what was notable overnight was that, again, for I think now about the 9th consecutive session, there was no liquidity injections by the People's Bank of China. And so really what you saw was there was nothing really enticing about buying into the Chinese market. Taking a look at Japan and the Nikkei, down a little over 1% at 18,000. Let's see, 18,552.60. That's down 195 points. The yen. The yen actually, during the overnight session, early in the Japanese session, hit a 2017 high. Now, it subsequently pulled off. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the yen currency and we look at how it had been trading, you could see that it hit an all-time high in the session. As a matter of fact, if we pull this back to a 30-minute, if you look at the U.S. dollar Japanese yen, you saw that it was trading at its highs last night and is subsequently pulled off. Now, yen strength, though, has been putting pressure on the Japanese markets. You also saw that Toyota Motors and Panasonic were both down overnight about 2%. And financials were down. Most notably, Mitsubishi Financial was down 1%. I want to watch this very closely because the automotive sector has been under pressure. We're going to watch the consumer very closely, but also we have no idea with the geopolitics that are going on. It is kind of put into the background the Trump trade policies that are going to have to be put out there. We're already 100 days into this, and we really don't know whether or not there's going to be renewed talks on how we're going to be handling everything from NAFTA to tariffs. And so we're going to watch this very closely. And with mixed data coming out of China as far as CPI and PPI, and globally we're going to watch those economic numbers, and we have quite a few coming out here in the United States on top of earnings. This could potentially be putting some pressure on the markets, and we see that the Japanese markets felt it. But for the most part, that was due in part to the strength in the continued strength in the yen. Finally, taking a look at the Hang Seng and looking at the 30-minute chart, you see it right away. It just exploded to the upside. What was notable as far as the movement to the upside was the fact that gaming names, so you think of casino names, Sands, anything in Macau, it was moving. Galaxy was moving to the upside. We also saw that there were select automotive names in Hong Kong that were moving to the upside. This was interesting action in Hong Kong. Finished on its highs. It is now traded above and settled above its 20-day moving average. So the bulls have taken control in Hong Kong. Let's see how that finishes out as we get to the tail end of this shortened week here in the United States. But we will see what the action is on Thursday as far as China and Hong Kong. So we'll see their Friday night action. Taking a look finally at India. The Sensex was down about 144 points, about almost 0.5 down, 0.49%. What's notable is two large cap names were to the downside. You had Tata Steel and Tata Automotive. These are large cap names in India. They are taking a hit. That actually dragged the market down, and we continue to watch all of the different components, especially as we start to hear more about what's going on in tech. Watch the semiconductors and other components of the tech industry, as well as what's going on as far as, are we going to continue to have renewed discussions on the visa situation here in the United States? You know, is in fact more tech companies going to be establishing a presence in India? If that's so the fact, that could be a catalyst. But right now, that's mixed. And with large cap tech names like Apple under pressure here in the States, both yesterday and pre-market, we want to see if that continues to be a catalyst to the upside in India. All right, folks, that is it for the overnight action report. Join me at 8:45 Eastern time for on the open. We're going to take a look at all the European action, and then we'll be back at 9:30 Eastern time, and we're going to be taking a look at all the action here in the U.S. markets, all live on MarketStream. We'll see you then.